Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have another super easy Cricut project to share with you. This simple frame sign turned out so pretty and I'm excited to show you how to make it. For this project you'll need a wood frame, and mine measured 12 inches by 12 inches. You'll need an embroidery hoop, and mine measured about 7 inches across. You'll also need some vinyl, transfer tape, your weeding tool and scraper. You'll need a hot glue gun, faux stem leaves, and I used eucalyptus leaves. You'll need twine, your Cricut, a cutting mat, and the cut file. So grab your supplies and head over to your computer. The first thing we need to do is grab the SVG file we'll be using for this project. You can get it for free on my blog at burtonavenue.com. I keep all the SVG files for these projects that I make and share in my free SVG library. These files will work with all kinds of cutting machines and they're free to everyone. Once you're on my site, just click on Free SVG Files and then Free SVG Library. You will need a password to get into the library, and there are instructions on the screen if you need to get one. Once you're in the library, you can search for the file Home is Wherever I'm With You. It will either be listed under the most recent projects and cut files or under the Everyday category. You can also use your browser search to find it. I've added the unique code BA1464 after the file name to make finding this file a little bit easier. Once you've found the file, go ahead and click on the link and the file will be downloaded onto your computer. Now when you download these files online, they come in a zipped folder and you'll need to unzip or extract them before you can use them in Cricut Design Space. To do this, you'll want to go to the location where downloaded files are saved onto your computer. Once you're there, look for that zipped folder that we just downloaded and double click on it. A new window will open and somewhere you should see the option to extract or unzip. Click on that and another window will open up. And this will show you the destination where the unzipped files will be saved onto your computer. And you need to remember this location because you'll have to get to it once you're in Cricut Design Space. So go ahead and click on Extract. And those files will be unzipped and they're now ready to use in Design Space. So now we can head over to Design Space and start a new project. Once you're on the Canvas screen, click on the Upload button, and then click Upload Image, and then click on Browse. And now you want to go to that location where your unzipped files were saved. Once you're there, look for the folder that was unzipped. And inside of that folder, you will see several different file types listed. And for this project, we need to use an SVG file. But you'll notice there isn't an SVG in this list of files. And sometimes the SVG file will show up as a Microsoft Edge HTML document or a Chrome HTML document. So if you don't see SVG in this list of files, be sure to look for one of those instead. So highlight that file and click on Open. Make sure it's the design you want to work with, and then click Upload. Select the design one more time and click Insert Images. And now the design will appear on your Canvas screen. So the first thing we're going to do is ungroup this design so that we can resize the home, and then we can also resize this other portion. You'll notice right now that everything is grouped together and we can't resize these individually. So we're going to right click and choose Ungroup. And now we can work with either the home portion or with these other words. So to determine what size we need to make both of these, we need to go take a look at our frame. Place the embroidery hoop on your sign. You'll want to center it from right to left and place it 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch from the top of the sign. Make a mark inside the hoop on both the right and left side. Make another mark along the outside bottom edge. Now remove the hoop and measure the distance between the right and left marks. You'll want to make the word home a little smaller than that dimension. You'll also want to measure the distance between the bottom mark and the bottom of the frame, and then also the size of the frame from left to right. And you need to make sure that the other phrase fits inside of those dimensions. So let's go back over to Design Space and resize the words. So first we'll work with the word home. So the dimensions between my left and right marks was 6.5 inches. So I'm going to change the width to 6.3 inches. And I'll just leave the height proportional. So we're done with that part. Now let's resize these words. So the distance from the left side of my frame to the right side of my frame was 10.5 inches. So I am going to resize this to 7.5 inches. And the height between the mark at the bottom of the hoop and the bottom of my frame was 3.5 inches. So I just need to make sure that this height is less than that. And it's just a little bit above 2 inches, so that should work great. Okay, now that everything is sized, we can send this design to our Cricut to cut. So click on the green Make It button. And then you'll be taken to this screen, and this will just show us what our design is going to look like on our cutting mat. If everything looks good, you can click on the green Continue button. And once Design Space finds your machine, you'll be taken to this screen. Make sure that your dial is set to vinyl, and then you can go load your cutting mat. So place a piece of vinyl on your cutting mat and smooth it out so there aren't any wrinkles or bubbles. Then load it into your Cricut by pressing that up and down arrow button. When your Cricut is ready to cut, you'll see the C button light up. Press this and the machine will begin cutting. Once everything has finished being cut, press the up and down arrow button again to unload your mat. Remove the vinyl from your cutting mat and trim away any unused area of the vinyl. Then weed away the excess vinyl. You can use a weeding tool to help you pull out those tiny pieces left inside of the letters. Once everything is weeded, it's time to apply the transfer tape. So place your transfer tape sticky side up on your work surface, and then place the vinyl on top of that and smooth it down. Rub over the design firmly with your scraper tool, and then trim off any excess transfer tape and vinyl backing, and then cut apart your two phrases. Now grab your frame and let's apply the vinyl to it. First, take the word home and remove the vinyl backing. I like to flip over the design and pull the backing away from the vinyl. Center the word between those two marks you made earlier. Make sure it's straight. You can use a ruler or you can just eye it. Rub over the vinyl to get it to stick and then carefully pull off the transfer tape. Repeat these steps with the other phrase. Next, we're going to work on the embroidery hoop. Cut a couple of stems off a faux leaf spray. I used eucalyptus leaves, but any type of small leaf would work. Cut one so it goes around about 1/3 of the hoop, and then the other one should be a little bit smaller than that. Remove some of the leaves from the bottom portion of the stem. You can either just pull these off or cut them with scissors. Use some hot glue to attach the stems to the bottom of the embroidery hoop. Once the glue has cooled down, glue the end of a piece of twine onto the stem about a 1/2 inch up from the end of the stem. Then start wrapping the twine around the hoop. Keep wrapping and wrapping until the twine covers the same amount on the right side of the hoop as it does on the left side. Cut the end and then glue it down. Now add glue all around the back of the hoop and glue it into place on your frame. You can use the marks you made earlier to help you line everything up. You can glue down some of the leaves to help keep the stems in place. You can also cut off some of the smaller pieces of the stem and glue them between the other stems to make it look a little bit more full. And that's all there is to it. This project is finished and turned out so pretty. If you enjoyed this project and want to see more like it, be sure to like and subscribe so you'll get notified each time I post a new video.